and the commentary of Sulam by Baal Hasulam, which is sort of completion of the possibility of our generation, last generation, to actually enter enter the arena, the ecology of work, of evolution, of conscious evolution, which is not to do with the needs of the soul, which is magnetic, and whatever we feel from our soul is her or its need to preserve that which it knows. That is basically, one can say, the definition of soul of souls, or the soul, or the little and the fine ray of light that sustains existence. So one can say that the soul of that sustain our existence is never, can never serve as a standard or a measurement to what is needed in the work. We can say that it suggests what to us, at least a material for sorting ourselves out. Meaning, what one can say that the soul of existence present to us what is not needed. This is why the Zohar itself and Baal Hasulam will say that the Zohar does not speak in one word in relation to the corporal life. It does not give advice for the corporal life. It gives advice to the corporal life how to serve the spiritual life or the spirit. Okay. So since we are actually in the end of reading the book of Shemot, which is to do, at the core of it, is to do with a spiritual travel. What it means, a spiritual journey from being liberated from slavery to corporal life into that which the wisdom, one can say, or the power that is guiding and accompanying our spirit. And this is why the book of Shemot, the book of names, which is not only the names of Israel that went down to Egypt, it's as well the names of the Creator, the names of God, which are being revealed through that journey. Because most of the names of the Creator are being revealed through that book of Shemot. And that is how it basically ends. One can say that that there are two ways of presenting the way, the presence of the higher, its knowing, its bestowal can actualize itself in the life of humanity. So the first attempt, which is the portions of Trumat Tetzaveh, which are as well a combination of, one can say, the power of imagination and the power of the higher mind. And the higher mind, I mean, not that we have a higher mind, the mind of the higher. Okay? So it is to do with a combination of Moses and Aaron. So Truma in the beginning is one can say a spontaneous response to the presence of, to holiness, to sacredness, to evolution, and to service. And Tetzaveh, is to do more with the constitution of Aaron, which is to do more with the way that the vessel, which is the will, which is, one can say, Yetzer, the ability to paint, or the ability to draw pictures in our mind concerning the higher. So it needs a meeting point. And a meeting point is in, one can say, in what is called the tabernacle or Mishkan. But then comes the portion of Kitisa and the fall of the golden calf. And then we get, one can say, the reformation of that will be the two portions which are called Vayakhel Pekudei. So Vayakhel Pekudei is to do with what is already possible after the break, after the big shattering of, one can say, of the first Torah, or the first tablet of Torah that Moses is going down with. This has been shattered because humanity, people cannot actually live according to the completely to the law of the higher. Then there needs some sort of mediation. So the second tablets are a combination, or have been written by Moses, meaning a human vessel, an Adam vessel, being able to hold accurately the light or the presence of the higher. So actually I will not, it's called Pekudei, it means what has been sort of deposited as a possibility in us. So the last is that we were talking about this cloud. So the cloud, I understand why I'm not in the right place. So the cloud of Havaya, yeah, is on the tabernacle day by day, and by night its presence is fire in front of the eyes of all the house, of the home of the house of Israel, in all their journeys. So it means that everyone who wished to join himself or find this identity of Israel and find in himself the need to belong to this house, to this household, with its laws and its presence, this will accompany us throughout our journeys. Okay? And the journey is to come up, or to raise ourselves, or to make aliyah to Israel. Israel being the branch of the root of the world of Atzilut, okay, which is the world of reformation. So if Truma, Tetzaveh were actually portions that were calling for everyone, and the failing of it is saying that now it's from you. Those who actually defining themselves and wanted and put themselves forward, those are the people who can call themselves the server of Shekhinah, to raise her up, to actually collect and call, to gather all the sparks that can be collected in order to create home, an ecology in which the light can deposit itself in us. So we can see that it starts with with two notions. The notion that we can actually define ourselves according it's time, which is to do with Shabbat, and space, which is to do with the tabernacle, and later it will evolve into Beit Midrash, a synagogue, a house of, let's say, a house of study, a house of prayer, and the human heart as the right space. But what will stay as a defining, one can say defining parameter, is time. And time defines by Shabbat. Because all our journey, all our spiritual journey is happening all the 6,000 years Shital Fei Shani of reformation, of tikkun, is happening on God's Saturday. It is his Saturday, and in his Saturday, in this ecology of his Saturday, there are 6 days of our time. It means basically we are Goy of Shabbat of the Creator, because we are completing through that all creation. So Shabbat is that, is, one can say, the point, the meeting point of the human consciousness with the Creator consciousness, and both this meeting point creates the 8th day, how it actually comes together. But we can see from the movement of, one can say, Tumat Etzaveh to Vayakhel Pekudei. In the middle we have the big shattering, or Shvira, of all those people who came out from Egypt, of the divine Torah, all the Mashatas, and then there is a system of reformation which is called Vayakhel, through the time, which is, say, Israel is sanctifying time. And through sanctifying time, they're sanctifying that which needs to be completed in the creation, and then that will actually reflect itself, all those processes, which is the summoning. Time is summoning. The way the higher summoner summons us through inner processes that we need to go through. So where it happens in the tabernacle of the gathering of ourselves. And then we can see, since time and space is actually to do with the creative power of that starts to show themselves, or start to express their presence as a reality, or as what we call creation. The whole construction of creation and the spirit in it is actually expressed, hinted, and embedded in Shabbat and in the construction of the tabernacle. It's all in there, all the materials, all the relation to each other, all the states, all the altars, all this is inside this summoning of time. Okay. So one thing that we learn from Tzimtzum Aleph that we are in is that there is a start of a differentiation. There is a difference in, one can say, in the bestowal of the light. there is the state of, one can say, the content or the power, the quality of the light before it reaches the vessel, as it emanates from the root, and the quality of the light and emanation after it has been perceived by the vessel. So there are two different perception, and the gap between them, which is actually what Malchut is giving us as the inheritance of feeling and understanding, is how to actually close the gap. How to close the gap is through the concept of Shabbat and the tabernacle. So this is sort of how we read that in relation to Tzimtzum Aleph. Why Tzimtzum Aleph is making the difference? Because it knows that if it will perceive the light inside the vessel of the will to receive to oneself, it will corrupt the light. But if it will sort of establish a condition or a new vessel, which is called a return light, then it can come closer to actually sameness or equivalence of form, equivalence of qualities of bestowal to the direct light. And therefore, the whole form of internal light is a measurement of how far am I from being able to perceive the light as it's originated from its emanation root. So this is the gift of Tzimtzum Aleph. Knowing the difference of our state of the will to receive to oneself in relation to the light. It is not possible to perceive before reformation the light at all without corrupting it. It's like the manna. If we hoard it, if we keep it, it brings us worms and it corrupts. The same happens with the light. So who was able actually to receive Torah? Only the one who ate the man. What it means, Israel who ate the man, it means that they could see when they ate the different taste that the light contains and work in themselves every day to close the gap or to create the vessel of intention or a new vessel that can actually be or serve the intention of the light. So this is actually tying this portions to the two portions of Torah with what we are, the importance of Tzimtzum Aleph, or importance of four direct aspects of light and Tzimtzum Aleph. It's not theoretical, it's the processes or response to the summoning of that condition that we need to find in ourselves. Okay. We need to build ourselves as a tabernacle, and the tabernacle is actually all the processes that we're going to study from the point of ending, which is Malchut, which is, one can say, the screen between the world of Asiyah and our world, till then, up to the highest point